Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and yes, we are finally taking delivery of my wife's Land Cruiser. Before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to the Southtown Mitsubishi for making this possible. We sourced our 2020 Heritage Land Cruiser through them and this 2021 Land Cruiser as well. If you're looking for a new Mitsubishi or a really cool pre-owned car, reach out to them. They're also in network with Axio Automotive. If you are from Utah, then you're probably familiar with the giant smiley face balls that are popping up all throughout the state. So anyways, I'll include a link to their website in the description down below. Let's get into the video. Now, I am a bit behind schedule, so this video is going to be a little bit more rushed. Apologies in advance for that, but I'll give you guys a quick look at the Land Cruiser. I'll have a more in-depth review in the future on the wife's Land Cruiser, but this is a 2021. It's a regular Land Cruiser, it's not a Heritage. That's why you've got the bright chrome here on the front end. You've got the silver wheels. And something that I actually read in the forums that I now see in real life is with the regular Land Cruiser that has the third row, the back end sits lower because the third row actually weighs it down, and you can see that in real life. It's crazy to see how this actually sits lower compared to the Heritage that I have, where it's up a little bit more because you don't have as much weight in the back. But anyways, you got like the chrome stripping on the side. You've got this running board, which is so pointless, but it's got it. And the big thing that I've mentioned like 3 times already in this video is the third row. So we'll pop it open. Slowest tailgate on the planet. So yeah, this one has the third row, so this can seat 3 people back here, 3 people in the center row, and then 2 up front. So you've got capacity for 8 passengers total, which makes this a minivan, essentially, which is what my wife and I were looking for, is basically an SUV minivan. And just to quickly show you guys the mileage on this one, just like my Heritage, it's low mileage for the year. Only 13,000 miles on this, and I'm actually interested to see the payload if it's less than mine. Yeah, 1320. I think mine's like 1,400 pounds, so you do lose some payload with the seats, which is very interesting. But yeah, in very similar condition to the Heritage that I bought, so low mileage, so it's in pretty good condition overall. There is a little bit on some of the paint throughout where you've got scratches and everything. Looks like this person, or the previous owner, took it through a car wash. But, you know, altogether, it's in pretty dang good condition. And unlike my Heritage, this one actually has the clear bra on it, which means that the front end's going to be less rock chippy. I suppose I didn't really have any major rock chips on mine. But nonetheless, there's the wife's Land Cruiser. So we are going over to Doug's Place Layton Customs, for those of you that watch the channel. He's going to give this some love, just like my Land Cruiser Heritage. If you guys haven't seen the build on that, I recommend going and watching the video, because it's, you know, basically a stock plus build that's similar to what we're doing on this, and it just made the Land Cruiser look significantly better than stock. And so yeah, I'll talk about the changes we're going to make on this, but I quickly want to explain to all of you why we have 2 200 series Land Cruisers, because, you know, you'd think, you know, 1 Land Cruiser is enough. Why do you need 2? And I've kind of already explained, you know, the reasoning behind my Land Cruiser. Long story short, I was looking for a daily driver off-road vehicle, and I wanted something exciting for the channel, and I was actually going to do a G-Wagon build. That didn't pan out, and so then I went back to the drawing board, and I decided on the 200 series because it's got a V8, it's super reliable, I love how it drives, and I mean, I love how mine looks now with all the modifications and everything. It's a really cool vehicle overall. And so with my wife, she drove this, and similar thing, she likes this. It's got a lot of analog elements. I mean, you can see here with, I mean, that's obviously a screen, but I mean, compared to a lot of modern cars, this is very reasonable. I mean, you got a bunch of analog controls here in the center as well. And so that was a big thing for her. She likes the analog elements. It's got a third row, so, you know, when we have more kids in the future, we will be able to fit those kids in the vehicle, no problem. Maybe some of their friends as well. And then the other part of it is, again, the reliability, right? We had the whole Defender fiasco, and we decided that we wanted something that she can drive all the time and not have to worry about anything, right? And that's what the Land Cruiser provides. It really does. I just watched a video by Mr. Doug DeMuro the other day where he talked about how his Land Cruiser wasn't as reliable as he thought it ought to be. I might make like a whole video reacting to that. I'm still kind of on the fence with that. But what I can tell you is, just read the forums, read people's ownership experience. These 200 series are tanks, and there's a reason why, you know, people in the Middle East, where you have drives where you're going to be out in the middle of nowhere for a really long time, no ability to get help, why they drive these, because they're as reliable as it gets. And so yeah, it just came down to the, you know, slight off-road capability, because we do plan on living, that's another thing, we plan on living in a more rural place in the future. So off-road capability, third row capacity, reliable, and yeah, the Land Cruiser fit all that stuff, and so that's why my wife has one, and that's why I have one as well. Finally made it over to Doug's, and so let me quickly show you the different items that we're going to change here on the Land Cruiser. So the first thing I think goes without saying is going to be the wheels. They don't look horrible, but with the rest of the things we're doing on the car, especially the color, it just doesn't make sense to do silver. So we're getting rid of the wheels. We're going to be upgrading the tires as well. Now I'm going to see if these running boards can be removed, because again, I think they're pretty pointless. The Land Cruiser is easy to get in. I mean, literally all you have to do is just kind of step over and then boom, you're in like the seat. But because the step pops out, it makes it harder because yeah, not really a good thing. So I'll probably remove the side step there. And then this chrome trim here on the side, also gonna remove that as well. Just, yeah, I don't think it doesn't make sense to really wrap it or anything, and I think it just looks tacky, kind of popped on there. I mean, if you take a few steps back, like, I get the trim around the windows and everything, I don't know, it looks a little bit weird. But yeah, speaking of that trim, we'll be blacking that out and blacking this out just like what we did on my Land Cruiser and the Toyota badge as well. And then obviously adding some window tint to it. And so let's pop in and look at those things. So like I said, we are changing out the wheels, and these are the stock wheels from my Heritage Edition, and we are putting these on the non-Heritage, and it's going to be kind of funny setup. But yeah, they're BBS forged wheels. I think they look absolutely fantastic. The reason why I went away from these wheels with mine is just because the sizing. These are 18-inch in diameter, and I wanted to go to a 17-inch wheel. But yeah, I think these will look great on her car. Now, I showed this in another video, but this is the color that she picked. It's just like this flat gray, which the funny thing is, my color kind of looks like the 4Runner TRD Pro green, like the army green, and then this kind of almost looks like Lunar Rock. It doesn't have the metallic flake. Lunar Rock has a little bit, but I just think it's fine that we both pick colors that are special TRD Pro colors for the 4Runner, or, you know, just I guess the TRD Pro color for that year. And then the tires, which I guess I gotta slip through here. Good thing I'm still skinny for now. So these are for the 18-inch wheels. You can see, so 275, 65, 18. The rating on mine is 275, 70, 17. So these just have a little bit less sidewall. Makes sense, right? Basically same size of tire, but you have it on an 18-inch wheel instead of a 17-inch wheel. And by the way, if you are interested in the stock tires from my Land Cruiser, or the stock tires and wheels from her Land Cruiser, then, well, I'll include Doug's website in the description down below. Reach out to him. He's going to be selling all of them. These are already for sale, and then the stock tires and hers will be for sale once these new ones get put on. It's interesting to see the sizing difference, because the stock tires are 285 millimeters, whereas these 275, so they're just a little bit narrower, and you can see the height difference with the tires. That's going to sum things up for a video with taking delivery of my wife's Land Cruiser. Let me know what you guys think about her. Let me know what you guys think about her 200 series Land Cruiser. Someone is really rallying it up in a Razor. Yeah, let me know if you guys thought if we think we made the right choice. I do think we definitely made the right choice, because again, 200 series, and it's got the third row, and yeah, I mean, look at that thing. It's pretty cool. But it's about to look a whole lot cooler. I think you guys will like the finished build, so I'll see you.